Oye, mi gente, you're listening to the Red Lips Real Talk podcast,
where we talk about life, love, and everything in between.
You already know. It's time to get real.
Dale.
Okay, so we're surrounded by tech that's supposed to make life easier. And honestly, it mostly does. Nobody's memorizing phone numbers anymore. GPS just tells you where to go. You can get AI to write stuff for you. Half of what our phones do now would have sounded made up 20 years ago. But we've pulled this move before, right? We stopped hunting our own food, stopped writing letters, stopped doing a ton of stuff our grandparents couldn't imagine skipping. And everything was fine. So the real question is, are we actually losing skills that matter this time? Or is this just evolution? Cursive's making a weird comeback. Some kids literally can't figure out how a book works. And colleges are straight up hiding freshman grades so people don't feel bad. We're getting into all of it today, and we'll let you be the judge. If you enjoy this episode, like it, follow, and share it with someone who may have an opinion on this one. So let's get into it.
So cursive, it's making a comeback.
Why did they take out cursive to begin with?
Because they felt like the typing on your keyboard was more important with where we're going with this whole computers and AI.
So now the kids can't read, like they say, the kids can't read grandma's cards because they don't know cursive.
Yeah, they can't read cursive. There's a lot of kids that can't read cursive. I think, too, even the ones that learn cursive can't read cursive sometimes, too, because since they're not practicing it all the time, a lot of the cursive they're learning was like in elementary school or middle school. But if you're not always writing it, I don't know, you're going to lose that. You kind of haven't perfected that skill.
Well, I just think it's absolutely ridiculous that a lot of these like Gen Z kids, they don't even know how to sign their own name.
Right.
Is it my signature? And they don't know how to do it. And this is, you know, I read this story online and it was actually an article. It wasn't even like a post or anything like that. But it was a young kid and he was like extremely close to his grandmother and she passed away. He was only 13 years old. Anyway, you know, when grandparents pass away, you have to start cleaning out the house. You know, it's a difficult thing. Anyway, he found like a whole bunch of stuff from his grandma, like love letters between the grandmother and the grandfather, her diaries, but they were all in cursive. Porque, you know, she grew up like that.
Right.
He couldn't read any of it.
Wow.
And he was just like telling his mom, I can't read grandma's and grandpa's love letters. I can't understand it all. It's just gibberish to me. And I have some diaries that I actually found, which are, I'm not going to tell you what's in there, but I was cracking up the way I used to think, you know, when I was 16 and stuff, but it was my whole diary's in cursive.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that, but it's all in cursive. And it's that like professional cursive, because when I was in Catholic school, I think I've talked about this before, but like I had nuns who used to hit me.
Yeah.
And you had to have really pretty handwriting, cursive. And if it wasn't pretty, I got beat. So my script I would say is beautiful. And my daughter was like, I can't read this, mommy.
Wow.
Even my own daughter. So it made me think, oh, these kids can't even read the Constitution of the United States or the Declaration of Independence.
Very true.
Okay. So I think this is a huge disadvantage to our children, and getting into this whole AI thing. Yeah, it's great. And it's a lot of amazing things, but you're only going to go by what the AI tells you it says, but you don't know.
Right.
And that to me is very scary and
Absolutely.
a huge disadvantage to our children. So I didn't know they were bringing it back in some places, but I'm all for it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just like you said, we don't know. The last episode, we talked about how they're destroying our books and teaching AI with that.
Yeah.
So how do we know, you know, they're not, we brought up the fact that they could change the course of history.
Yeah.
We won't even,
and a lot of these books,
know.
Unfortunately, it's really sad because I didn't, you know, Monica, you're the one that told me. So I was like, oh my God, I didn't even know that. So I didn't do a lot of research on it, but enough. A lot of those books were rare.
Right.
You know, And I'm like, what the F is going on? You know, I don't know. I completely disagree with that. Is it evolution? I think it is. And I think, unfortunately, it could be a losing battle. I don't want to lose hope. This is why we do podcasts and we talk about these things, to raise awareness so people can talk about it with their own kids and try and make a difference in the world.
Yeah.
But it is extremely scary to me. It's like a Fahrenheit, the book Fahrenheit 451. That's what they did. They got rid of the books.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's right.
It's literally what's happening is that book. So it's a good read, Fahrenheit 451, if you want to read it. But that's what happens. And the Nazis burned books.
Right.
Yeah.
So don't even get me started, girl.
Remember Book of Eli?
And the Book of Eli.
Yeah.
Yes.
And a lot of them didn't know how to read.
Yep.
So they didn't know what book he was looking for.
Yeah, yeah.
Just bring
and me personally, maybe because I'm a little attached to cursive, but I just think cursive is so pretty. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
I actually have this, what do you call those little it looks like an accordion and you hold files in it. Yeah, like an accordion file thing.
File.
Yeah, okay. And I was looking for something old. Okay. And I opened it up. Girl, I had like letters in there from friends, from you guys, from Jesse, from an ex-boyfriend, from a girl that I met on my honeymoon cruise that we became pen pals and I saved her letters.
Yeah.
Her name was Amanda. Super nice girl. And I'm just like, if that all would have been emails or text messages, I would have never. And you hold the paper and you see
it's different.
The date and the little people dotting their I's with hearts. It was just a different time.
Different
Draw
time.
something.
Yeah.
I would draw something. Exactly. You know, I have one letter that's from my second cousin. So it's my cousin's daughter who, her name is Kara. She's like so adorable. And one day we were at the beach and I used to call her Little Wave and she would call me Big Wave. And the reason why is because there was a big wave coming and she's like, Jasmine, big wave. And I got knocked over. So that's a little inside joke between her and I, Little Wave and Big Wave. And she wrote me a little letter and she was like, hi, Big Wave. I miss you. She must have been 7 years old.
Aww.
She's now in her 30s. And I took a picture and I was like, look, Little Wave. And she's like, oh my God, I was so intelligent for a 7-year-old. But imagine if that would have been an email.
Right.
Or a text message. And I'm getting nostalgic about it, but I think those are things that cannot be replaced. They are being replaced.
And the thing with electronics, anything can happen. How many times it's like, oh, my phone was just erased or all my emails, I lost my emails. It's like, anything can happen.
This guy yesterday, I don't mean to change the subject, but it made me think about it. This guy bought the Lord of the Rings trilogy through Google, Google Movies. He bought them. He paid for them. Okay. And they were out of his library. So he was like, let me contact Google Videos or whatever. But he paid for them. He paid like $20 per movie. Okay. And he's like, no, we no longer have a license for Lord of the Rings directly. Blah, 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 blah. He was like, are you kidding? He goes, well, give me my money back. And they were like, well, the terms and conditions. So, honey, if you have CDs, you have VHS cassettes, you got those movies in CDs,
save that shit.
all those stuff, don't get rid of it. Don't get rid of it because let me tell you, once everything is digitalized, all your pictures and photographs, start printing your pictures.
I've been doing that.
Print those pictures. It's pretty affordable to do it at CVS still does it. Mm-hmm. You can go online and do it. Make the little books with your pictures because one day AI decides, I don't want to give you your movies no more. I don't want to give you your music anymore. I don't want to give you access to your pictures of when your baby was born. You're done.
And that's why I don't buy Amazon movies.
Right.
I stopped buying them. I had a little nice library, like 20 movies.
I'll rent it.
Yeah.
Fine. I'll pay to rent it, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not because
gonna buy them. Yeah.
Amazon and even with the Kindle, like,
oh yeah,
those are not your books. Yeah, you pay for them.
Yep.
But they're not yours.
Yep.
Yeah.
And listen, my daughters,
if they have memories, then definitely keep it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know where you're going to play. If you have a CD player, hold on to your CD player because they're not going to be, you're never going to find that. But because that's the route we're going. Eventually,
you can still find them though. You can still find them.
Yeah. But I'm saying like eventually we'll get to a place where there's going to be a generation that doesn't know anything about CDs or VH, or writing letters. I mean, it's going to be years from now. I don't know if we'll be around for that, but we'll get to that point.
Let's take cursive out of this.
Yeah.
I mean, even just their regular penmanship, just regular.
Oh, I agree.
It's horrendous.
We need to keep cursive.
Like 5 or 6 year olds writing, and you're like, is that your penmanship?
Yeah.
It's horrendous. Mm-hmm. But they type like motherfuckers. I'll tell you that much. I mean, there's
with two fingers.
Yeah.
With 2 fingers. I mean, give it up. I mean, I took a typing class back in the days, so I can still do, believe it or not, I used to do 55 words per minute. Now it's more like 40 because, it is what it is. So, and I actually still use my pinky.
Yeah.
My pinky. That was a big one. You have to know how to use your pinky. But these kids, they do 2 fingers.
But I think too, with the keyboarding thing, they're not that they're not enforcing it right now, but I don't think as much. They're not spending as much time typing. You have your home keys, right? You could type without looking. I can type without looking at my keyboard.
Yeah, me too.
So your home keys. A lot of these kids don't know that neither.
Really?
Yeah. There's they just, like you said, 2 fingers.
Yeah.
So back in 2010, I guess the Common Core standard said keyboarding was more important than...
Right. But now keyboarding is kind of like they don't spend a lot of time, like a whole class, right? We had classes learning just that.
Yeah.
I don't think that they're doing that as much anymore. Not that they're not doing it at all.
It's like tablets.
Right.
And there's no keyboard
exactly.
anymore. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, these kids are growing up. If they've never taken a keyboarding class, they do grow up with tablets and computers and phones in their hand, but they don't know how to type just because they have that, right?
Yeah.
But they don't know how to actually type the way, like with your home keys without looking.
Yeah. Sometimes I think to myself, like when our parents used to say to us when we were young women, back in my day, we used,
right.
And I sometimes ask myself, have we become that with Gen Z and Gen Alpha? What's the next one now? Gen Alpha is it now? The 10-year-olds, 9-year-olds kids. They're the Alpha kids.
Right. I'm not 100%.
I think they're the Alpha kids. And then Gen Z is like the 20-year-olds. And we're doing it to them. Back in my day. So I wonder to myself, is that how we're sounding exactly like our parents, the boomers were sounding? More than likely it is. I think this is a losing battle. I don't like to be negative or anything like that, but this is just beyond like and I use AI. I think I'm actually pretty savvy with it. I know how to do the prompting. My husband's very, very much involved in that world, and he's taught me a lot. It is astronomical what it does.
Yep. Yeah.
I could be here for hours and I'm not going to do that, but it is very scary. And I just think it's a losing battle, and it has to come from your own home. So if you're listening to us, like, don't expect high schools or schools or teachers to do this. This has to come from you, your parenting.
Yeah.
If you want your kids to learn this stuff, you're going to maybe have to homeschool. You're maybe going to have to like do it on the weekends, or like takes a couple days out of the month to just focus on that, because the schools are not going to do it.
Yeah.
They're not going to do what do you mean teach them what?
They're not going to teach that. Like there may be some that teach the cursive.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. But there's a lot of other things that they're not doing anymore that when we were in school.
Yeah. Well, times have changed too.
And they're not going to go back.
Right. They're
only going to move more forward. And I believe that's also why there's a little bit of communication issues with this younger generation. They're afraid to call the doctor and make an appointment. They could be in a room with 10 of them, and sometimes it's a little hard for them to just spark up a conversation because it's very
right,
gadget or oriented, and we didn't. We walked into a room, we didn't know nobody.
Yeah, they're more comfortable sending an email than calling somebody
or a text,
and it's only going to get more.
Yeah.
To me, it's a losing battle.
But cursive is making its way back a little bit. There's 27 states that have passed laws requiring cursive instruction in elementary, and in some cases, middle school.
Do the teachers know cursive themselves if they're 23 years old?
Yeah, some of them do. Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
And then in Florida, they just passed a bill, right? July 1st of this year, requiring public schools to teach cursive in grades 3 to 5.
Yeah, well, you need a 40-year-old teacher to do that. Because if the teacher's 23, she's not going to know.
Exactly. They do. Yeah. Because
unless she took a calligraphy course and...
Well, no, they have books for that. Like I have a friend, his daughter, she practices at home. She uses a book and she's learning. I don't know if that was school or
the parents.
Right. But she was practicing on her own with the book. And
some kids, they enjoy learning something different because to them, it's very different. That's exciting to learn how to write like that.
To do calligraphy.
Yeah, calligraphy is beautiful.
Beautiful.
It's absolutely beautiful. And the pen and the ink and the way the paper smells. Like, to me, like, I have a lot of books in my house. Like every room has like a mini library in there. Mostly my daughters because they're avid readers. And then I have a lot of books of like when I used to read a lot, which I don't anymore. But I probably have like, I don't know, without exaggeration, 300 books in my house. And I was like, I'm not throwing any of these books away.
No.
If anything, I want to buy more.
Right. They're encouraging us to buy as many books as you can because... they're destroying them. So
that's really sad.
It's a scary thought.
Yeah. It's very sad. Yeah.
So cursive's coming back, but there's a flip side, right?
Okay.
Like you said before, a lot of kids can't type properly. They can't type properly, like you said, it's one finger.
Exactly. They call it the peck and hunt. That's what they're calling it.
Peck and hunt?
What they do. Peck and hunt.
I didn't know
because they're looking for the letter and then they're pecking at it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Ed Week research found most schools do teach some keyboarding, but a ton of kids are still hunt and pecking their way through, which caps you at like 35 words a minute versus 70 plus, like you said.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. And it gets weirder. There's a survey from the UK that says over 1,000 primary school staff, a survey that was done late last year, they found 28% of kids starting school can't use an actual physical book. Now, this was a study done, right? Like they're saying that the kids are trying to swipe the pages instead of turn or like touch.
Well, I've seen that with babies. I've seen little babies that they give magazines and the baby is tapping or trying to go up and it doesn't know how to turn the page. And it was like
a tablet.
Like right. And it was like a baby, like 10-month-old. Yeah, that's staggering. Yeah.
And there's another survey saying that this one says 2,000 parents, the parents think digital literacy should start at age 4.
There are some parents pushing for that. Exactly.
Yeah. So we've got kids who can't turn pages and parents who want screen skills taught before kindergarten.
Okay.
And a lot of parents don't read to their kids. I read that too. Like they don't. Yeah. So their kids don't know what a book is or because they don't have time. They don't like to read. Or the big one was my kids won't sit still. They're not interested in me reading a book.
Well, that's because, we've talked about this countless times. We get everything so fast, all our information so fast that now their attention span is shot. If you don't tell me within the first 2-3 seconds, whatever it is that they're already like, what's next?
Yeah.
That's how it is. You know, and I remember when I was a little kid, I had a very avid imagination. That's why I like those movies like The Lord of the Rings and House of Dragons or Game of Thrones and stuff and that fantasy stuff. Because when I was a child, I did read a lot and I went to faraway lands and I played with my brother and we would play with a box and we were kings and queens like Narnia. And we had a very, very heavy imagination. I'm not saying that kids don't do that. All kids don't do that. But I don't see it as much anymore with the little kids of today. They don't have the same attention span and imagination and critical thinking skills. I think, God forgive me, but I think they're just getting dumber. Because they're using parts of their brain. They're not using parts of their brain at a very young age that allows them. Being bored is good.
Right.
Like you should be bored. Right. Because that's when you start thinking, well, what can I do? And what, let me go outside.
Creative.
Right.
And these kids don't want to be bored. They want to be constantly entertained. And that has a cost. And then all these kids have ADHD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you think? This is just I'm not a doctor, none of that stuff, but I have eyes and I see enough to know that this is, I don't know. And I don't know if it's going to get better.
I don't think it's going to get better per se, because, you know, like you said, it's evolution. There's no way
you can't stop it.
Avoid it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, and you know, I could see why the parents say that that's more important. Teach my kids how to use a tablet,
Right.
and AI in kindergarten versus how to read a book, because that's what it's going to look like in 10 years' time.
Yeah, but there's nothing like holding a book in your hand.
I know.
And smelling the pages of a book that's 100 years old, and know like other people read this book and held this book, and there's something there's like a beauty in that, and it's getting lost.
Yeah. Like you said, there's parts of the brain that need that to advance.
I mean, do people still go to the library? I don't know. I haven't been to a library in a long time.
Me either.
But do people still go?
They're still open. I think people are closing.
I think that people starting to now like want to experience that, like the Gen Z, because I think Gen Z, they're bringing back a lot of the old stuff, right? Our kids are buying record players.
Well, records. I know for school, my daughter goes to the library all the time.
Yeah.
She's there. She lives there.
Yeah.
That's where she spends all her time.
Yeah.
Studying. Yeah. Groups and stuff. But other than that.
Yeah.
But the younger generation, I think maybe not so much. Yeah.
Well, one thing I heard, I mean, it's kind of changing the subject a little bit, but one thing I did hear about this generation, Gen Z, you know, the 20s, 22, 23, 24, movies have had to actually start to take sex out, because a lot of this younger generation, they're like, it's too much. Like everything is sexualized, and they were noticing like the more the movie were sexual, less of that age group was watching it. Yes.
That's news to me.
Yes.
Because they sit there and watch that Love Island, and that's like porn.
I know, but I think,
I never heard of that
no.
Yeah. That's interesting. I didn't hear that, but because it can be uncomfortable when you see a lot of sex in a movie. But they do watch that. And then that's very popular. Those reality things with love and sexual content.
I'm not a reality.
I never watched that show.
I'm not a reality kind of person.
Because I don't like I just find it a little gross.
It's raunchy.
Yeah.
Okay, so here, I found this on AI. It says, there is data showing a clear decline in on-screen sexual content. Studies from the Economist and UCLA Center of Scholars and Storytellers are indicating that modern Hollywood movies feature roughly 40% less sexual content than they did in the early 2000s, because nearly half of Gen Z feel that the sex scenes are completely unnecessary for plots, prefer platonic friendships, and find it extremely uncomfortable to watch these movies with their parents.
With their parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. You know, so I was like, oh, well, that's good, because that was, I liked watching, for example, I think it was called Sabrina the Teenage Witch. They had like, on Netflix, like a series and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of old. It's been out for a long time already. I had to stop watching it because they were having an orgy. And I was like, yeah, there was like an orgy, like a semi-orgy scene. Yeah. It was like 3 or 4 people, you know, getting it on. And
what show is this again?
Sabrina the Witch?
On Netflix. Yeah, it was very sexual.
So was that like a remake?
Yeah, it was a remake.
Oh, okay.
Not the one from the 90s.
I was like, wait, what?
No. I'm talking about it came out.
I didn't even know about a remake.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of it.
And I was like, because I grew up, I mean, I saw Sabrina the Teenage Witch when it was, what's her name again? The blonde girl, I forget. But she's like our age.
Yeah.
So I liked the show. It was a wholesome show. They had the black cat, whatever.
Yeah.
So when it came out on Netflix, the series, I was like, oh, I know it's young people, but I want to watch it. It was so freaking sexual that it ruined it for me. And I was like, oh, maybe I'm just being una vieja. But I don't think I was being a vieja. I just think it was so inappropriate. And it was geared towards 18, 19, even 16-year-olds. It's like, why the
young adult?
And that's what was happening. So at least I can say they're making an impact there. So good for them.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I didn't hear about that, but that's interesting. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because I know we always talk about Gen Z, but Gen Z is also making moves in other, you know, they're big on boundaries and like work balance. And you got to give credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
You know? A lot of those kids are really good kids.
Do your kids know how to do cursive?
They both learn how to use cursive. But like I said, if you don't practice it, you kind of... So they both do know how to sign their name. My son actually, I think he's kind of forgotten the skill a little bit. But my daughter, no. she can read it and she signs her name.
Nice.
I mean, but she doesn't write. I mean, when do they write cursive?
Right.
Nobody really requires them to write it.
Nobody writes letters to each other.
Yeah, and they don't write letters.
We used to write notes.
Right.
Well, when's the
Pass
last
notes
time
to each other.
you wrote anything?
Cursive, it's been a very long time.
What about you, Jasmine?
Yeah.
I actually wrote cursive a couple days ago because I did a new entry on my journal. And I was like, "Dear diary, it's been 27 years. Update." It was funny. I found it to be funny. And I did it in cursive. And I said, and I'm doing it still in cursive just in case, I don't want no one to read this.
Right. So they can't decipher what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it was funny because I was like, update 27 years.
I write print, but a lot of people can't read my handwriting because my handwriting has a lot of exaggerated lines. Yeah.
I always loved your print.
Yeah.
It has
It's
like
artistic.
a graffiti type
Yeah.
feel look to it, but in a beautiful way.
Yeah.
My print is horrendous. My print's like a 5-year-old child, but my cursive is beautiful. I will say my cursive is beautiful.
If I'm writing calmly, you can understand.
Right.
Yeah. If I'm writing fast,
Yeah.
it's like print cursive.
Yeah.
Yeah. When's the
All
last time you
together.
wrote cursive?
Recently, same,
Okay.
doing a little journal entry.
Yeah.
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 You wrote in cursive because you wanted.
It just came out.
It just came out that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
I write print.
daughter
I write
has-
print in my. But like I said, I'm very fancy with my letters, and that's just my style of writing.
My daughter was like, "Mommy, can you help me write some thank you cards for something for work, whatever." And I needed to do like 3 of them. And she goes, my penmanship is not that pretty. Can you do it for me? I said, "Tell me what to write, whatever." And I wrote it. She goes, "Mom, they're going to know that that's not." Can you make it uglier? And I was like, okay, let's start over again. And she was like, "Jesus, Mom." And, so we just had a good chuckle about it. But yeah, she ended up telling me.
So perfect, Mom.
It's funny because she was like one lady, she was an older lady. She was like, "You don't know cursive."
Yeah.
She was like, "It was my mom."
Yeah. That's
So the cat was out of the bag on that one. Yeah.
Funny.
Well, I know we use our phones for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
GPS is number one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know how to read an actual paper map, Marissa?
Yeah.
I do.
Then you do.
I do.
Do any of your
MapQuest.
kids?
MapQuest. I lived
What
off
about
that
an
shit.
almanac? Like you pull that shit out and you unfold
Yeah, like
it.
a
and
paper.
you're like,
Yeah.
I'm on
I'm
Route I-90. I need to get to Galveston, Texas.
Well, you can't. I guess you could read that while you're driving, but it's dangerous. But you
yeah.
had to use your memory skills. Like if you looked at the map, you would have to remember at least the next 3 or 4 things by memory.
Right.
I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. But MapQuest, yeah, I could read
I
the
think
shit out of
I
MapQuest.
think if we were stuck, we'd be able to get out of
Yeah.
it.
I think we would be yes.
Yeah.
Do any of your kids know how to read a map at all?
No.
I don't know. I think my daughter would be like, "What the hell is that?"
same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My daughter, what? GPS.
GPS.
But you don't get signal everywhere.
Right.
Yeah. You
So-
don't.
Yeah.
Got to start printing that shit out again.
I think the last time I remember using a paper map, I mean, the kids were young.
Yeah.
It was in Orlando.
Yeah. Yeah.
Me and my husband. I was a passenger, so I got yelled at a lot, but we got there.
I heard MapQuest was making a comeback.
I heard MySpace was making a
I
comeback.
heard that too.
Yeah.
But I heard MapQuest was making a comeback and that you can use it offline, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Which would work. When
Which
you
would
can't
work.
get service.
Yeah.
But that's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But who's going to go back to MySpace? Like, let's be real.
You know how much shit's going to get started with my top 8?
They're trying to sell people on the fact that they're not going to be doing this whole algorithm thing. You know what I mean? Like, if you see something,
Where is
that's
Tom
all you see in
really?
your feed.
Where's Tom? Where is he really
Where's
at?
Tom?
I don't know.
'Cause come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw this old video. Well, it was a video from the 90s. And somebody made a TikTok about it. It was a guy interviewing a couple on the street. And he was like, "Oh, I heard through the grapevine that they're coming out with a phone that will do a lot of things." And the couple were like, "What do you mean a lot of things?" And he was like, "Yeah, like you're going to be able to like call people and see their faces when you talk to them.
Oh, I've seen those videos.
And you're going to be able to like receive pictures, like, and do stuff. Like, it'll be like a computer in your pocket." And he was like, "Who the hell would want that?" And he was like, "Nobody's going to want to look at your face when you're talking to them or who would want that?" And I was like, that was 1993, I think, when that video came out. Everybody wanted
And
that.
here we are.
And here we are. It was, I'm going to find, I'll send it to you later, Mo, but it was shocking.
There was a video I seen, but it was all AI done. But there was mostly kids talking about all the stuff that, that's going on now. Basically, it's saying the same thing that you're saying, but it was you could tell it's AI generated.
Yeah.
But I'm like, wow, what a difference, from then there, maps, GPS.
I was talking today. I had lunch with a friend, and we were just talking about that, about like the things that we used to do, because it was a friend that I've known practically all my life, and talking about like how it was in high school and in our early 20s. And I was like, it's just leaps and bounds. It's another world, Maritza. I don't, like, if they were to drop my ass in 1992, knowing everything I know now, but boom, you're 16 again, or whatever age I was in 1992, I think I would, I don't know what I would do.
But imagine,
I wouldn't know, knowing what I know now.
Right. Yeah. But I'm saying, okay, so you're acknowledging how much life has changed for us.
Yeah.
Okay. That we're heading into another life-changing future. Yeah. Another round.
That's why I'm saying I don't think we can stop it.
Yeah.
No,
we can't. We can't stop it, because there are going to be a generation of children. It's going to get to the point where they're not going to even know what a book is. Maritza, they're not going to even know what paper is.
Maritza, I literally heard from Elon Musk on an interview that he had. He goes, people should not be so obsessed with saving money because you're not going to need it.
Right. I was
like, what?
I was telling you about. Remember,
we
I was
talked
like,
about
what
that.
the hell does he even mean
We're
by
not going to need money.
You're not going to need it.
Why? Like, don't be so obsessed with saving because you're not going to need it. And I was like, I'm going to tell you something that really shook me.
Everywhere we go is cashless, right?
Yeah. Huh?
You go places and people are not taking cash anymore.
I don't even think he meant that.
No,
right. He didn't mean that, but I'm just saying that we're getting.
Oh yeah,
we don't even need to carry money.
Listen, Linda, I left the house without my wallet, and I was like, oh my God, I had like so much things to do, and I was like, all right, whatever happens, happens. I never ever needed my wallet. I paid everything with my phone. Every freaking thing I paid with my phone.
You don't need a wallet anymore.
You don't need it.
Soon, well, it's up for debate, but soon we may be able to carry our driver's license, like many other states, digitally.
Really?
Yeah. They're talking about that. But other states do it. You can literally like upload your license and it's on the app.
Yeah. You think we'll get to a place where they just scan a little chip
I think
from our neck, and then that's our driver's license right there.
That's not us, but it'll happen.
It'll happen.
Yeah, maybe our kids.
I have a feeling that
we're gonna get to that point.
Maybe not our grandchildren, but our grandchildren's grandchildren, our great grandchildren, I guess. Well, they're not gonna know how to drive. They're not.
They're already talking about air taxis in Orlando right now.
They're not.
Did you hear about that?
I heard about that.
Yeah.
So we're going into the Jetsons now. Eventually, we're gonna.
They're not going to know how to drive.
Movies,
listen,
right?
I know how to drive a stick shift, so ya tu sabes. And it's Maritza and Mo. It's crazy.
I know.
We're gonna be those old ass women that be like, back in my day.
I wanna get on one of those air taxis.
Oh, you're brave. You're brave. I'd be scared.
I don't know if I would do that.
Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it does sound cool, but I think I'm still a little.
I'm
afraid to get in a Waymo,
I guess, but
I've done that, and that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it in Miami though.
Where'd you do it? You did Broward?
I did it in San Francisco. They've already had it out forever
for a long time.
Yeah.
So I think it's amazing for certain people, like definitely the elderly that maybe they're kids can't. Mom, I'm at work. I can't take you to the doctor, like stuff like that. It's very resourceful. But there's stuff that's going to happen that we can't even think about. And that I lay in bed at night and I'm like, I don't even know what's coming, but I know it's coming.
It's coming.
And I can't even imagine it. I can't even imagine it.
Because we're already living in the unimaginable. Yeah. We're now talking about all these things that are happening now, right? Yeah. That we've gotten used to.
Yes.
And that we didn't grow up that way. So we're already living in the unimaginable.
Ladies, there are people who use their GPS and their cars go into rivers and creeks because they depend on that GPS so much that they see the water and they still drive into the water.
Oh God.
It's true though. I'm not lying. So we've become extremely dependent on I'm dependent on GPS because my husband tells me go east. I'm like, huh? I don't really
there's kids, there's people that are also depending on their car driving for them at the moment because we have a lot of self-driving cars.
Mm-hmm. And the updates are mind-blowing. Every time it updates, it is just more and more and more sophisticated. Yeah. It is outstanding.
While y'all talking about that, I'm thinking of that movie that was on Netflix, Leave the World Behind.
Yeah. Yes, that was a good one. I like that movie. Yeah. That was the one with Julia Roberts, right?
Yeah.
All the Teslas were there. I remember that. Yeah. Yeah. But that when they went into the bunker, they had a lot of movies.
Right.
Yep.
That's exactly when I saw that movie. I was like, oh, I got the DVD player.
Yeah. And she was all bent out of shape because she wanted to see the last episode of Friends.
Yeah.
That was a good one. I like that movie a lot. Show. I'm going to watch it again.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. I like Julia Roberts, but I grew up watching her. So yeah. There's like an emotional thing with Julia Roberts, Pretty Woman, Mystic Pizza.
She's a great actress.
Oh, she is. But there's always a few actresses that not that they're the best actress, but that's one for me that I would like, if I had the chance to meet her, I think I would actually like get nervous and maybe even cry a little bit because
probably
it was just like Julia Roberts she was everything.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, we're talking about all the things that we're not going to need to do later on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, like we said earlier, people used to have to hunt for their food.
Mm-hmm.
We don't rely on that. We don't rely on that.
No. Well, yeah, I've never had to hunt for food, but at some point people did.
Yeah.
What I'm more afraid about, because it's already happening and they've made it illegal in the state of Florida, thank God, but it's fake meat. You know, it's already being sold.
People are growing their meat in the lab.
And listen, when you go to restaurants and they're like on the lower end, you have to ask them, literally, is this real meat? Because you would be surprised by the answer. So what they're saying is when you go to restaurants, like a more affordable. Because if you go to a steakhouse or like a Capitol Grill, you're getting, a real piece of meat. But maybe if you go, I don't want to say a name, but you go to a lower end restaurant and you see that they have a burger special for $7.99, burger and fries and drink and a dessert, and it's $7.99. It's probably cultivated meat. And that's why they can sell it to you for $7.99 or $9.99, because cultivated meat is also known as lab grown meat. And if you have not taken the time to see videos of how they make that meat, I suggest you do, because it is absolutely disgusting.
We know.
Mm-mm. And it's happening, but in the state of Florida, they have made it illegal.
Do they have this in our supermarkets?
No, I think right now in our supermarkets, they're still selling real food, but this is what's coming. That's what I'm saying. Like there's a show on, I think it's on Prime. I loved it. I do recommend it. It's called Upload. And that show is mind blowing. Okay. It's like when you pass away, your consciousness can be uploaded into a computer system and you can live very well and be super wealthy, or you can be really poor and run out of credits. And then you're just like idle in a room.
Like a video
game.
Wow.
Yes, it's called Upload. But the people who are really alive, I'm talking about this show, that, control the game and all that stuff, they work and they take care of these games and these people's consciousness, but they don't get paid a lot of money. So they have to go and buy fake food and they put it in the microwave, and the microwave makes it into meat or steak. And when it comes out, it's like rubber.
Wow.
So this is all, it's just like you said, Monica, not so long ago in a show that we did, movies and TV shows tell us way before it happens what's going to happen.
There's
I remember you said that.
Always a reference.
I remember you said that. And that is what's happening now. Cultivated meat is very real.
Well, I don't know, because I just heard on the news about how there's like a recall on all this meat because they bypassed the inspections. Like they weren't being inspected and they were coming in from other countries.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So we import meat.
Yeah.
And we think, I would hope, the meat is inspected.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But apparently they were not inspecting the meats for quite some time.
Oh, great.
So the meat had...
So there's like all this recall.
Right.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, look at that parasite that was in all the, vegetables.
It's
and
still
stuff.
out there, girl.
It's still out there.
It's
yeah.
not-
Which,
not over.
fun fact, if you're still here, there's a really easy way to kill that fucker. Okay, so you take a bowl with water and you put white vinegar and you throw in your vegetables, your strawberries, your lettuce, leave it in there for 4 to 5 minutes and it's over. Game over. It's dead.
I don't
White
know.
vinegar.
I heard it was not. I heard that it's the only way to really like get rid of it is to cook it.
Well,
That's what I heard too.
Yeah.
Molly, then I'm in danger because I've been doing that and I'm fine. But that's what don't pop my
I'm
cherry.
sorry.
right now.
No, 'cause, trust me. I've been looking. I'm like, oh, maybe I could buy vegetable. I haven't bought fruit in a long time because of that.
Right. Me too.
Lab meat. I'm not here for that one.
Well, it's called cultivated meat. And if you are, I've had, I don't know, this is years ago, but I've had questionable chicken. I've had chicken where I'm like, is this
real?
chicken?
Yes, girl.
Yeah.
Me too. Till this day,
And
like
it's
when
always at the same type of places. I'm going to say it. It's just my opinion. But it's always at like Applebee's, Chili's, like those type of places.
No, but even when I buy it at the supermarket to cook it, and sometimes it's like you get a piece of chicken and it's fine, and then the next one is like the texture is just really.
You know what that is? I researched that because that's happened to me with certain, like one chicken breast looks great, and then the other one looks like it's kind of like shredded and slimy. And I'm like, pero qué es esto? And it's in the same package. What it is chicken, but that chicken has been frozen, defrosted, and frozen and defrosted twice. And then when it mixes in with other pieces that haven't gone through that process, it can cause bacteria growth. And that's why when you buy raw chicken, and you see that the plastic is like bubbly or like there's air, don't buy it because it's full of bacteria.
How are you allowed to sell that when what do you call that? CDC? Mm-hmm. They literally say, do not refreeze defrosted meat.
Right.
Like that's.
It's hard to control, Monica. It's millions and millions of pounds of food. It's tough. It's tough.
This is why people buy their own chickens and make their own.
Yeah.
Buy the pigs and
I still got that rooster problem, and I'm like, I'm about to eat that.
And my cat too.
So you can start hunting.
I think I'm going to eat them. I don't want
hunting for that chicken.
hate that rooster. He's making my life a living hell.
Oh, roosters are.
Oh my God, he's horrible. And I swear he literally comes to my window just to fuck with me.
I used to have a rooster that my neighbor
Ruining
had.
my life.
He would attack.
He's terrible. No, I'm just going to say it. He was right in front of my car, could have ran his ass over, and he made eye contact with me, and I made eye contact with him. And I was like, I can literally kill him right now and get away with it. And then I was like, I can't kill him. I couldn't kill the fucker. I wanted to. I dream about killing him, but when I had the chance, I didn't do it.
Because you're not that person.
I'm not. I realize I talk the talk, but I don't walk the walk.
Only in the dream.
I'm not a killer, y'all. I'm a lover. You know what I heard, Mo, changing the subject a little bit about the rooster?
Yeah.
I just got a memory in my head. Something I saw on the news about how Harvard was. I think it was Harvard or one of these like top end schools. They were like changing the way that they grade and the systems and stuff like that because they wanted the students to feel better about themselves. Or no, I think with Harvard, it was like they were trying to make it like changing the grading scale to make it a little bit more difficult. But then other schools were trying to make it easier. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Have you heard about that?
I heard Harvard that they're capping out the
They're
A's.
capping it. That's what it was.
So you can't like earn, because I guess they were known for easy A's. Everybody was.
I don't know if it was easy A's. It's just like to get into Harvard, you're intelligent.
Yeah, but everybody was like being straight A's.
Yeah, because
they're
overachievers. Yeah.
Well,
it's hard. It is hard to get into Harvard.
I understand that it's hard to get into Harvard.
Yeah.
It's just
they're bright kids.
But then why cap it? Why cap it?
I guess they're trying, maybe with Harvard, what they're trying to do is make it even harder to get an A because so many were getting A's. Yeah, it's stupid, but it is what it is. But with Michigan...
Yeah, the University of Michigan wants to, I guess, starting the fall of 2027,
okay,
they are hiding freshman grades, like actually hiding them. First semester letter grades won't show up on your external transcript and won't count towards your GPA. You still get graded. You still get feedback.
Okay.
But officially, it just says pass or no credit.
Huh.
And there's no opting out of it.
How do you feel
so
about
everyone's
that?
opted
And that's
in.
just for freshman year?
Yeah.
First semester.
That's interesting. And I don't know how I feel about that.
Why they say they're doing it? They're pointing to mental health. Right. I guess the numbers for them, they feel that it'll help prepare these kids, I guess, make them feel comfortable and not so stressed out.
I don't know. I think that may not be a bad thing, because you've made me think, because I know, because both of my kids already went through that. The transition from senior year to high school to your first year in college is really hard. And then on top of that, this is something that it's not on the news. It's just something I thought about. You can't really even enter school without choosing what your major is. Like you have to choose a major. A lot of these kids don't know what they want to do yet. And they're like, I'm just going to do my prerequisites. No matter what I choose, I still have to do my prerequisites. I don't understand why they can't just let them do their prerequisites and give them time the first year or the second year even, because you're going to go for your bachelor's, which is 4 years. So you can be in the school, talk to other students, get acclimated, and then you know what you want. Because you know why? My daughter just graduated Florida State University, and her friend chose a major, and now she doesn't want to do it anymore. And she wants to go into biology because she wants to go into, it's a long story. So now she has to go back to school for 2 months. So she's going to do 6 years in college because she ended up wanting to change her mind. I think it's really a disadvantage to have these 18-year-old kids at 18 know what they want to do with their lives. So what you just said could be because of the mental health. You can't expect an 18-year-old fresh out of high school.
What you're saying.
It was just something I thought about.
But remember, when you apply for college, they do have that option, liberal arts, which is basically nothing.
Yeah, but that's just a waste. That's just waste.
But that's the same thing as going in there and not knowing what you're doing and just doing your prerequisites.
Because I think a lot of kids, they stay with the liberal arts or the creative arts because it's so open and it takes them still a long time. But if you don't choose anything, as opposed to already having it in writing, creative arts or liberal arts, you're going to have to choose something.
If you're going to college and you're paying tuition, there's a purpose behind that. You're trying to.
I know, Mo, but I just think a lot of 18 is really young to know what the hell you want to do for the rest of your life.
But when you're 3 or 4 years in, and you still, you decide you want to change it.
Yeah.
That's not the.
I get it.
The fault of the school or the education. It's just the person decides they want to change it.
I do think that the school is at fault for some things because they're making a lot of money off these kids. Trust me, okay? And so these like not to get into athletics, but it's like how many of these young kids were they getting for football and making millions off these kids and they didn't pay these kids anything? Or you're getting a free education. No me jodas. You're making a gazillion.
Well, that's not the case anymore.
That's not the case, which a lot of people were like telling me, oh, no, I don't agree with it. And I'm like, no, they should get paid.
Right. They're going to dangle them out there like that and make money off of them.
And these kids get injured in college sports and then they can't play no more, but you just made a zillion dollars off of these kids. So there needs to be reform. Absolutely. So I don't know, going back to what you just said, pass or didn't pass just for freshman year. I don't think that's a bad idea.
It's not for the year. It's just for the first semester.
Oh, the first semester.
The first semester.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad idea. I don't know. It's controversial.
Yeah. Well, they're playing it for mental health, right? But that same school did a study, and it's a national study, where they found severe depression symptoms in college students dropped from 23% to 18% over the last few years. So suicidal thoughts dropped from 15 to 11%. So it's not like they're not making it up. There is mental health, there is depression. But here's my thought is like, if everything has been declining, why do you still feel the need that you have to do something to that? Because in the real world, There's no, you're not, they're not covering you're not going to be able to cover anything up. You don't get paid if you don't do something.
No, I know. But it's like going back to evolution. It's like they're worrying about things that we didn't worry about. When we went to college, we never really, at that time, this was a long time ago, we didn't think about, is this job going to even exist? And this is a conversation you need to have with your children. We're a lot of kids aren't going off to college. Sit down with your kids and make sure that they're choosing a career that's going to exist. That's going to exist, when they graduate and they can actually find a job. Because I got a phone call from somebody that I care about very much, and she can't find a job because she got a useless degree. Okay, and it's like you have to think about that. Can you find a job?
Right.
So when you get your degree, you have to think of, is this following my dream? Is this following my path? No, baby. Is this going to exist, and can you pay your bills? This is a hard conversation because you don't want to squash kids' dreams. But
at this point,
it is what it is.
That's the main question you need to be asking before you decide to go to any college.
Absolutely. But we didn't have to do that, Mo. When we went to school, we went for our dreams, what we wanted to do. A lot of these kids could also be having depression because they're thinking about, I'm spending all this money for this education, and is this even going to benefit me with a job and an income in 5 years? Because maybe AI is going to do it for a fraction of the cost.
Are these schools helping these kids get ready for the world of AI?
No.
So that's another problem.
That's what they should be doing.
Exactly. That's what they need to be doing.
Hide grades.
So that's the parents have to have this conversation with their kids.
I read an article, a speaker, that's what he was saying. Like, there's a lot of people that they misjudge the kids today, like, because, they call them, a digital native, right? Because they grew up in today's society with, electronics and all of that. But they're not digital literate, half of them. And so he's saying, like, that's what you have to learn to be, is digital literate.
What do you mean by digital literate?
You have to learn how computers work. You have to learn the ins and outs, AI prompting, like all this stuff. Are the schools teaching the kids how to enter into this AI world? Because that's where we're going.
I don't think they are, Maritza, because it's changing so fast and it's so quick.
They're learning on their own.
It's so accelerated that even teachers are kind of every day it does something new.
Right.
It's staggering. That's why a lot of people are going into trades. They're the HVAC, the electricity, the plumbing, a lot of these things that landscaping, things that people used to frown upon many years ago. Today, they're like, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to construction, all these welding, all this stuff. They're going back to those blue collar jobs and they're making very, very good money. Very good money.
Because AI can't tap into that just yet. They can't just remove those jobs.
Yeah.
But that's what these schools and even high school, I think job by freshman year, that should be a required course. Learning AI and where you stand in 4 years.
Yeah.
Right? Because yes, and you don't know what you want to be when you're in freshman. Not everyone knows that in 9th grade that they want to be a doctor. Right?
Right.
So people that are giving, they have to figure it out. They should know, well, these are what your options are going to be in the next 5 years, right? Because you got 4 years of high school. Now, when you go into college, now you got to figure out, is college even worth it? Do I want to do it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it needs to start in high school.
Yeah.
It needs to start in high school because these kids are entering these. If you have someone that wants to go to college to be a teacher, why are they applying at Harvard? Why are they applying at?
Why are you going to put yourself in debt like that? Yeah.
Those are conversations that you need to have too, because that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Right.
You can't, if you can't make that money back, don't spend it.
Yeah. Well, it's an all money making thing too.
Right. Because education is an expense.
Right.
Unfortunately, we have to pay for it.
Yeah.
There's a gentleman named Jonathan Alpert. He's a psychotherapist, and he wrote a book called Therapy Nation. And he told the Post regarding the University of Michigan, His comment was, we've gotten to the point where normal stress is being treated like a mental health problem. Getting a bad grade is disappointing. It can be embarrassing. It can make you anxious, but that doesn't make it psychologically harmful. That was his point, basically saying, like, your boss isn't going to hide a bad review from you. Life doesn't come with a grade covering. At some point, young people have to learn that feeling bad is not the same thing as being harmed.
Yeah.
That, I think that's what the argument is, mainly with people that disagree with this policy.
Right.
They think that that's, you know, in the end, it can be harmful to them because they think
it's a good argument.
Yeah.
It's a good argument. Me personally, this is the first time I heard it. I don't see the harm in the first semester.
Yeah, the first
I don't
semester,
see the harm.
I guess
It's a hard transition from high school. You got the summer vacation. You're leaving home. Many of these kids are leaving home for the first time.
And especially since the first semester is all mostly prerequisite anyway.
Yeah.
They're prereqs and
I don't see the harm. I think what's more harmful is not talking to your children about what are you really going to major in, and have you put in the time to see if this is really going to be good for your future. I mean, here are some examples of things that they're saying you shouldn't be going to school for that. And I was kind of surprised by some of them. Accounting.
Well, yeah, because AI.
They're like, accounting is pretty much going to be obsolete. Anything that has to do like with bookkeeping, stuff like that. Anything that has to do with like computer science, coding, IT, they're like, good luck. Because I'll tell you, my husband was paying this guy 2 years ago thousands of dollars for stuff that now AI is doing for him for free. It's already happening. So it is what it is. Business administration, anything that's clerical, forget about it. Graphic design, digital media creation. And then these were the ones that shocked me the most. Liberal arts, sociology, and psychology. They were saying, think about it. Those three are going to be pretty useless very soon.
Psychology?
Yeah.
The way that we're coddling these kids, you don't think they're going to need them therapists?
I don't know. I'm not saying that I agree with it, but they're saying to think about it.
Well, I mean, people are using ChatGPT for therapy, so yeah, I guess.
I think they're saying to, like, I guess, gear it towards analysts, because you're still going to need a human to kind of like analyze some of the work that AI is doing. So
yeah, and
that's what I've read.
You go to the supermarkets, we still have cashiers and stuff, but in my neighborhood,
self-checkout is
there's still some Publixes that have, or like a lot of supermarkets that have people working, of course, but the one in my neighborhood, there's one or two and like 20 self-checkouts, and they're all packed. And maybe you see one person who did like a really large shopping and they're like, oh, let me just go to the lady. Or the elderly. The elderly still go to the person, but that these lower end jobs that you could make a decent living, they're going to be gone.
Yeah.
But
we're already, like I said, we're already in the unimaginable.
Yeah.
All these changes. When you sit down, we don't think about it, but like when you really sit down and like start talking about it, you're like, wow, like there's been major changes, man.
The scary part is, it's all coming and at full force, and there's no stopping it.
Yeah.
I guess maybe that's just my mentality of what happens if, history repeats itself.
It does.
We had World War I, World War II. What if we end up in another war?
I don't think it's going to be people fighting. I think it's going to be robots. Personally, I think that it's going to be a whole bunch of these robots fighting each other, and a lot of bombs, a lot of horrific bombs, and chemical, not to get into politics or anything, but it's like, listen, we all found out where COVID now really came from. Okay. And at the end of the day, what are they doing, making all these diseases for? Why are they making them? Because they can use them for war. It's called chemical warfare.
But it's like, okay, so if you survive something and there is no technology to use, then what?
Yep. Well, I saw this
That's
thing.
just me, in my apocalypse mind thinking here. Like, okay,
You could go down a rabbit hole.
with that one. Yeah.
because we're all into this technology, and how easy is it for someone to hack into all the vehicles and just crash them?
1,000%.
How is it?
Or to
easy?
ruin your life and to blackmail you and say, you know what, if you don't do what I tell you to do, I'm going to put in your computer that you have child pornography.
Yeah.
And that's,
ruin your whole life.
ruin your whole life.
Yeah. I mean,
crazy.
yeah, it's good, but it's
You gotta be
scary
real
because
careful.
you got to be real careful.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just me. I'm, saving the DVDs. And
I agree with you. I agree with but guys, we don't know what's coming, and we're thinking worst case scenario, but I think it's probably a lot more worse than we think it is.
Well,
and I sometimes I don't even want to know more because I already have trouble sleeping a little bit.
After we did that episode when we talked about AI, like it feels more like a detriment to society than helping.
Yeah.
Because even the CEOs of these companies are concerned, and they're saying that things are moving
too fast,
super fast.
Yeah, they're concerned just like the people who created the atomic bomb, and they're like, what have we done?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, they do it, and then they're like, oh, don't use the bomb.
So
you have AI already going out of whack and hacking into, giving problems.
Well, you heard about the one that he told him, okay, stop and shut yourself down, and it wouldn't shut itself down.
Yeah.
Did you see the little robot that hit the little Asian kid? I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but he was dancing, the robot, and he was actually like holding his shit down, okay? And the little boy was near him, and he whacked him out of the way. Papa drop kicked his ass.
I did see one that they were in an office, and they created, they had the robot there or whatever.
Yeah.
It was dancing in the beginning, and they're having fun, and then all of a sudden it started like doing karate chops and attacking the employees, and people were running like they were trying to get out of the room. Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I was like, well, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Got to be careful with them things.
Mm-hmm. Listen, there's a lot of things that I've thought about, and I'm like, oh, people are going to think I'm nuts. I'm not saying that I believe it, but I've heard that human beings have already died, and we just keep coming back and having to start from zero.
I believe that.
And that's actually from a TV. Yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I believe in that, but I'm saying that those are some of the theories, and they believe. And listen, there's stuff that they have found. Guys, I'm not crazy. I've done my due diligence. They have found bones of heads, hands, and feet that are so ginormous. And they're like, look, giants existed. And that's how a lot of these things that are unexplainable. Like, how did they build this? How did they do this? They didn't have the machinery and the technology. How did they do it? And they're like, no, it's like literally there's bones of giants. And I'm like, and you think, oh, those are stuff that you read in those fairy tale books or the Lord of the Rings stuff. And you start thinking to yourself, maybe. And I feel like we just now are in such a deep hole with AI. I just don't even know anymore how it's going to affect human beings, period.
Right.
Did you ever watch the show Silos on Apple TV?
Yes.
No, I haven't.
I didn't bring it up because I didn't want to fall that rabbit hole, but that show is incredible.
Yeah.
It's on third season. Highly recommended.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because,
Well, I'm into sci-fi, but Silo is fucking insane.
Wow.
Yeah. And so is Three Body Problem on Netflix. And they talk about that. They talk about planets that they have to start over because their worlds are chaotic. So Earth is stable. So Earth is, nothing really happens. Our planet doesn't die versus other planets, they do die. And then they have to start all over again. And they're in danger. So now they're trying to find, this is all fictional, by the way, but it's just an example. Mm-hmm. And they're like, look, we're going to come to Earth because we need a stable planet, but it's going to take us 400 years to get to your planet. But by the time we get to your planet, you're probably going to figure out how to get rid of us. So they start sending all these stuff here with light year, like really fast to destroy our technology and everything. So when they come, we're fucked.
Yeah.
It's called three-body problem. Listen, I know I'm taking it way out there, but these are all
they're
fictional,
movies, right?
They're
Movies
fictional.
come
They're
from
movies
somewhere.
and they come
Everybody
from
said
somewhere.
Terminator was
Who keeps
crazy.
saying that? Exactly.
Everybody thought the Terminator was bullshit, and now we're like, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
sure.
I don't put it past anything. I'm
No.
sorry.
Not at all.
yeah. So all I'm saying is, talk to your kids, be present. And we always say that, and just do the best that you can. But I don't really know what's coming, ladies. I just hope for the best.
None of us do.
Yeah. I don't think we're ready for that.
I don't think we're ready for that.
But make sure at least that your kids, when they're going to college, that they're genuinely picking majors and degrees that are going to exist, so they have a fighting chance.
Yeah. It's just crazy to me that they still offer these careers. They still having people pay for it.
Because they don't
knowing
care. It's money.
that it's not going to exist.
They don't care.
How many conversations do you see online, people talking about these careers that won't exist, and who knows,
But wait a minute.
in the near future.
Let's have the
And you still
uncomfortable
have
conversation. Why the hell are you sending your kids to these prestigious colleges, getting yourselves in debt for $80,000, $90,000 a year, and they're getting a freaking degree that they can get at their home college or home university,
Right.
for a fraction of the cost, just because they want to go to this? To me, it's like, that is, if you're filthy rich and can afford it, okay, that's different.
Yeah.
That's different. If you can afford it and you got the money, God bless, go for your dreams and have fun. But if you don't, why are you doing that? It's okay to tell your child no. It's okay to say, I'm sorry, sweetheart, I cannot afford a $90,000, especially for undergraduate studies.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna have to go to the university that's 20 miles away, or in-state. It's basically what I'm trying to say. You're gonna have to go to an in-state school, because I don't understand it, especially for degrees that are basic. It's not like you're trying to become, a specialized engineering, or like an attorney, or like high level stuff. You're trying to get a degree in
Social
psychology,
Right.
and you're going to pay $90,000, or you're going to go for the arts. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And you think that they don't do it, but they do.
No, I know they
do it.
And it's sad, because at the end, here we are with the problem now. People can't find jobs. And
And then you're in debt for $300,000 for undergraduate studies. My daughter's going to go to medical school, and she's like, Mom, I'm going in-state. Even if I got accepted to a prestigious one, I'm not doing it, Mom, because it's going to cost me $500,000 to $600,000 to go to a school outside of the state of Florida. So I'm going to do my very best to get into a medical school in Florida. Fingers crossed, because it's freaking hard.
Right.
But the tuition is, which when it's all said and done, it's going to be like $225,000 as opposed to $500,000 to $550,000. And that's not even tapping into like a Harvard.
Yeah.
Right.
You get into that, now you're looking at you're almost $1 million in debt.
Wow.
That's what it is. So you have to talk to your kids about, is it really worth the money for the degree that you're getting? Is that degree going to still give you a job when you graduate? Like, these are big people conversations.
Yeah.
And it is, and sometimes you have to pop the bubble for your kid, because you don't want to break their dreams. And I get it, but you also have to be realistic. A lot of kids are graduating with useless degrees.
Yeah.
Now we can't afford, in 2026, you can't afford to not have these conversations.
No, you shouldn't.
No.
Because it's real, and it's real tough.
Yeah. Well, ladies, this was a really great one.
Very,
Very informative.
informative.
Yes. And like you guys have been saying, if you enjoy our shows, please like, share, leave us comments, because we love to read the comments.
Yes, I need to see the comments.
Yeah. What do they say? If you build it, they will come. If you ask, they will come. So we are asking, drop us a little love, share on your stories, spread the word, because we do this for you guys and we appreciate you.
So maybe the real question isn't whether tech is making us less capable. Maybe it's just which skills are actually worth holding on to. We've always traded old skills for new convenience, but stuff like patience, problem solving, independence, learning how to struggle a little, there's no app for that. So as tech keeps doing more for us, maybe the challenge is just not forgetting how to do things ourselves, even the hard stuff.
Hasta la próxima.
Thank you for listening. Make sure to subscribe to our show so you don't miss an episode.
We will be dropping an episode every 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah. No, like seriously. Subscribe now.
So just chill to the next episode. Follow us on Insta and TikTok